Hi everybody! So in this lesson, let's study asking for and giving train directions. Let's start. So asking for directions. I will give you two ways you can ask for directions. Number one, could you tell me how to get to please? So for example, could you tell me how to get to Juso, please? So please repeat. Could you tell me how to get to Juso, please? Could you tell me how to get to Juso, please? Good. And how do I get to So for example, how do I get to Juso? So please repeat. How do I get to Juso? How do I get to Juso? Good. All right. So, giving directions. Take or get on the line for So for example, take the Kobe line for Osaka Umeda. So please repeat. Take the Kobe line for Osaka Umeda. Take the Kobe line for Osaka Umeda. So for, what does for mean, okay? So if I say for Osaka Umeda, that means Osaka Umeda is the final stop. So that's the destination, okay? That means that the train, the train's last stop will be Osaka Umeda, okay? So it's very important to say for and the last stop on that line, because that gives the direction of the train, okay? Another example is get on the Kobe line for Osaka Umeda. So please repeat. Get on the Kobe line for Osaka Umeda. Get on the Kobe line for Osaka Umeda. Good. So both are okay. Take or get on, okay? So number two is at change to or transfer to the line for okay? So for example, at Juso, change to the Takarazuka line for Takarazuka. Okay? So please repeat. At Juso, change to the Takarazuka line for Takarazuka. At Juso, change to the Takarazuka line for Takarazuka. Good. Or you can say, at Juso, transfer to the Takarazuka line for Takarazuka. So please repeat. At Juso, transfer to the Takarazuka line for Takarazuka. At Juso, transfer to the Takarazuka line for Takarazuka. Good. Okay. Another thing you can use is get off at Okay, so for example, get off at Toyonaka. So get off means that you basically get off the train, you get out of the train. Okay, you get out of the train. So at Toyonaka, you get out. Okay, so please repeat. Get off at Toyonaka. get off at Toyonaka. Good. Okay, more useful questions and answers. Number 1, how many stops is it from to Okay, so this is when you want to know how many stops it is from one place to another. For example, how many stops is it from Tsukaguchi to Juso? Okay, so what is a stop? So stop is every time the train stops. Okay, so if the train stops, that's one stop. Okay, so please repeat. How many stops is it from Tsukaguchi to Juso? How many stops is it from Tsukaguchi to Juso? Good. Answer, it's 3 stops. So please repeat. It's 3 stops. It's 3 stops. Okay? So that means that the train stops 3 times. So from Tsukaguchi to Juso, 1, 2, 3. And the third stop is Juso. Okay? Number 2. Here's a very useful question to ask when you are already inside the train. You're on the train and you ask how many more stops to... Okay? So for example, how many more stops to Juso? Okay? So you want to know how many more times the train will stop before you get to Juso. Okay? So how many more stops to Juso? So please repeat. How many more stops to Juso? How many more stops to Juso? Okay, good. So this is when you are already inside the train. Okay, good. Answer, for example, it's 2 more stops. So please repeat. It's 2 more stops. It's 2 more stops. Good. Another question, which is very useful, is does this train go to Okay, so for example, does this train go to Juso? So this is, you would ask this question on the platform before you get on a train. Okay, so in front of you there's a train and you want to know if the train is going to Juso. Okay, so you ask someone, you say, excuse me, does this train go to Juso? Okay, so please repeat. Does this train go to Juso? Does this train go to Juso? Good. Answer? So, yes, it does, or no, it doesn't. Okay, that will be probably the answers you will get. Okay, so please repeat. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Good. All right. Okay, so here I made a very simple map, okay, for you. And there are 2 lines. The pink line is the Kobe line, and the green line is the Takarazuka line, okay? And I put some stations on it, okay? So let's use this as an example, okay? So here's an example with 2 people, A and B, and I will read this to you, so please listen, okay? Here I go. How do I get from Tsukaguchi to Kawanishi no Seguchi? Take the Kobe line for Osaka Umeda. At Juso, change to the Takarazuka line for Takarazuka. Get off at Kawanishi no Seguchi. How many stops is it from Tsukaguchi to Juso? It's 3 stops. Thank you. Okay? Good. So this is just an example, okay? So let's continue. Now, in this one, I would like you to be B. You are B, and I am A, okay? So let's start, and please look at the map and fill in the information in B, okay? So good luck, okay? So I'm A, you're B. Are you ready? Okay, let's start. Excuse me, how do I get from Tsukaguchi to Toyonaka? How many stops is it from Juso to Toyonaka? Thank you. Okay, good. So let's check the answer. So here, B. So take the Kobe line for Osaka Umeda. At Juso, change to the Takarazuka line for Takarazuka. And get off at Toyonaka. Okay, those were the answers. And also, how many stops is it from Juso to Toyonaka? It's 6 stops. Okay? So, great. So, good job. Very nice. That's the end of this lesson, and I'll see you in the next video. Good job. Bye.